Hey guys, CJ here, and welcome to the first video in my electric bike series, where we'll be taking a look at the bikes, the batteries, and everything in between. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, check out this playlist above here for more videos in the future. To kick it all off, we're going to be taking a look at this. This is Zero's electric bike, the SRF. And I'm going to split this video into three sections. The first, we're going to take a look at the specs, the pricing, and all the technical side of things. Then we'll move into some on-bike reactions, where I'll be taking it out for a test ride, comparing it to my old bike, the GSX 650F, and drawing those sorts of comparisons. And I'll finish it off with my final thoughts and whether I think it's a great bike to buy. So stay tuned. Wow, this has certainly got some power behind it, that's for sure. Yeah, this being in street mode, having the engine braking certainly feels odd because it's obviously artificial. The FXS in front of me there doesn't have any of that. I was in eco mode and it was all fine. So I don't know if that's per model. I thought it might have been per mode perhaps, but this is in street mode, and when it's also in eco mode it still has this engine braking. So the riding position of this one is much lower than the FXS, which is to be expected given the styling and how they're made. It doesn't feel very similar to my GSX 650F. It feels quite low. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing at all, but the power side, it's definitely got more than enough power. The acceleration here is crazy. It is that instant access to all the torque, speed, like top speed, accelerating, all of that is definitely not an issue. Wow, that's seriously quick. You can certainly tell the difference in performance with the FXS and the SRF. You can really feel it. And that's just to give you an idea, that's not even saying that the FXS is slow by any means. I felt like it was really good. But I can certainly see why this is one of the more popular electric bikes. You could certainly use this as a daily commuter. The range is good. The ride seems pretty comfortable so far. Obviously I'm not doing it day in day out, but I reckon you'd have no problems with it. It's no different to any other naked bike really. So the 0 to 60 in sport mode is, I think it's around 3 seconds. So you certainly haven't got to worry about off the line speed. I'm not quite sure I could justify actually spending out on this bike. But I've said, if you've got the money for it, definitely would recommend it 100%. It's really fun. As a cheap way to get around, this is definitely a fun way to do it as well. I would really love to get into the electric vehicle world. If I could afford a Tesla, I would get one 100%. If I could afford one of these, I would probably get the SRF. I think just because the range is really good. The FXS would be more fun, I think. Then again, it would be great to test out the SRS, the brand new Zero bike that was released early 2020. That one would be great fun to see, because I don't know if it's got the exact same performance as this one, if it is basically an SRF with fairing, which I think it might be, but I'm not 100%. Yeah, I don't like this engine braking. I feel like I'm already used to not having it. I think you can definitely outrun the FXS, that's for sure. No concerns about that one. I can see this in my garage. I'm not too keen on the front light. I have to admit, that's one of the only features that I'm not as keen on in this bike, is that front light being a bit squared off. I've always been a fan of twin lights at the front, but something like the Honda CBR 1000 RR bike, the Fireblade, the 2020 Fireblade's got amazing lights. And they're releasing the new 600, aren't they? The 600 RR has just been announced. So that is going to be a beautiful bike with more than enough power as well. You don't need to be in sport mode, not for day-to-day riding. Even going out with petrol bikes, you're not going to have a problem keeping up with them. Compared to Honda's CB1000R, this SRF has actually nearly got twice the foot-pounds of torque. So you really don't have to worry about that side of things. The only thing you're really going to worry about is battery life. And if you're a casual rider, you just make sure you're not going out for more than, I don't know, 150 miles. Oh, well, the brakes work. Brakes definitely work. Tunnel run? Nope. See, nipping in and out of traffic like that, I know I've got the power available, so I'm not too worried about it. I wondered if I might have been a little bit, but it's really nothing to be concerned about. Yeah, I'm starting to feel this in my shoulder. I wasn't sure about the riding style. For me personally, on my GSX 650F, I used to find that after about an hour's riding, I would start to get this twinge in my right shoulder. I've always had it, so it's not the bike at all. But in terms of sort of comfortable positions and that sort of thing, for me personally, I think I would actually start to struggle on this after a while. I've not been on it for all that long. I'm already feeling it in my right shoulder. Electric bikes coming through. It's so fun though. If money was no option, I feel like electric bikes would be a no-brainer personally. I want one.
Yeah, I know, right? So it's been a couple of days since I've done that test ride, which has given me plenty of time to think about it. And overall, I felt that it was a really enjoyable experience. The SRF is just so fun and easy to ride due to the lack of gears. It's fast, it's fun, and once you get over that initial high cost of purchasing the bike, the ongoing costs should be fairly low, and they should be cheaper than a traditional petrol bike. The main thing that I wasn't too keen on was the seating position. For me personally, I felt that it was quite low. I'm quite a tall person, I'm just over 6'1", and I just felt that being a bit higher up would have been a bit better for me. I think if I was doing long trips, like over 100 miles at a time, I would probably start to sort of feel it in my shoulders, and I think I'd find it quite uncomfortable. Basically, that's probably more down to me as an individual. If you ride similar sort of naked style bikes for those sorts of distances, then you won't have anything to worry about, I'm sure, if you don't normally get affected by that. So I think there are two main sticking points for this bike that are always going to cause a problem. The first one will be the price, and the second one will be the battery. So the price at £18,000 as a starting point is really steep. I think when you compare that to something like KTM Super Duke 1290 coming in at around 16,000, it's going to be hard to tempt people to go from a traditional, fantastic and probably dream bike for quite a few people to something that is quite unknown and new. So the battery is going to be one of the other issues, mainly because compared to a car, the electric car like a Tesla has got a much bigger space to put a bigger battery. So range isn't going to be as much of an issue on those bigger cars compared to these smaller bikes. And I feel like that's probably going to be a problem for quite a few years. The technology is getting fantastic, the battery capacities are ever improving. But I think to get to those really high mileages that people feel really comfortable on, that's still going to be a good few years away. So I need to say a massive thanks to 21st Moto for inviting me up to test ride the SRF. They've been a fantastic company, they've been great for giving me all the information and just giving me the once over on this bike. A link in the description below to check them out. If you found this video useful, please give it a like, comment down below any other questions that you've got or any other bikes you'd like to see in this electric bike series. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.